Hey Bestie, welcome back. Today I want to have a conversation about how to create a personal development plan. When I was early in business, my personal development plan felt like one more thing to do on my to-do list. It felt like a stressor more than a help, and that's definitely not what I want to create for you. I'm Amy Walker, your Biz Bestie. I'm a client acquisition specialist, and in this playlist, we have the conversations that we need to have as women in business to help us be able to reach the six-figure, seven-figure mark and feel supported in our feminine energy as we do it. So today's conversation around personal development plans, I am super stoked to have because I truly believe that personal development is one of the most important things that you can do in order to strengthen your business. And there is a way that it works for us as women, and there is a way that just creates more stress and chaos in our life, and we don't need to do that. So let's jump right in. If you are new to the channel, I'd love for you to subscribe and hit the bell notification so you can come back often when we release new videos. All right, I want you to remember that behind every personal development plan is a person with very complicated needs, and the person should supersede the plan, and the plan should really support the person. As you are creating these goals and you're trying to stretch yourself, I really want you to look at yourself in a holistic plane, and we're not just gonna focus on business. So the first time I ever created a personal development plan, I was working with a mentor who was a man, and a great man, but I remember he gave me his personal development checklist, and I looked at that and I was like, this would literally never work for me.
I don't know.
It started in the morning, and there was like 40 things that he did every morning, and then he had this evening checklist. I was like, I am barely out of bed and I'm needing to nurse babies. Those days are gone for me, but that's where I was at the time. And then in the evening time, by the time I finally got people in bed, I was so tired. I was just like done. And so this plan that I'm going to share with you is not going to look like a checklist. It's not going to look like one more thing to add to your to-do list. This is really how can we understand what your needs are for personal growth and development and structure your life in a way that there's flow and you're attracting those types of opportunities and situations in. So we are moving past the rigid masculine structure, and we are going to move into a more fluid feminine approach to personal growth and personal development. So the first place that I would start is with honestly some visualization. I would love for you to make a date with yourself. Go to whatever is your place, your quiet place, your happy place. Mine is always by water. Stick me by a lake, stick me by the ocean, stick me even by a swimming pool, and all of a sudden the world feels a lot more calm and clear. But go to whatever that place is for you, and I just want you to start envisioning your higher self. So the version of yourself that has already achieved, the vision of yourself that already feels confident and competent, that version that has figured out life. And I want you to envision who you are in your mindset. What does your mindset look like when you've already arrived? I want you to envision who you are spiritually when you've already arrived. I want you to envision who you are physically when you've already hit your goals. And it's no longer hard for you either. Like that's your natural state of being. What does that look like physically? Next, we're gonna look at the intellectual. What are the things that you've learned? What are the lessons that you know? What are the skills? How have you stretched yourself intellectually? Of course, we have to look at fun. What are the types of things that you are doing for play and for fun and to be curious and inquisitive? Then I want you to envision your relationships being strong, being fulfilling, being healthy and happy. And I want you to kind of just get that picture of that person in your mind. One of the tools that I have that I love to do is I take a piece of poster board and I draw an outline of a woman. And then inside the woman, I fill her form with all of the words that come to me as I do this visualization. All of the qualities and the attributes and the things that I know I am already. Like I am those things. Maybe I'm still developing them, but they are a part of me, either because they've been a part of my past, or they're a part of my present, or because they're already a part of my future. And I just like to hang that up so I can look at that and remember, like, this is who I am, this is who I am, this is who I'm becoming. All of the other stuff is the lie, that's the truth. If these tips are helpful, make sure that you like the video. And again, if you're new and you haven't subscribed yet, now's a great time to do it. All right, now that we kind of have this clarity of who we're becoming, and it's not a set of like, I will achieve this by this age, I will do this by this age. It's more a sense of self and who we actually are as our higher, greater self. Now I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna create routines that actually work for me. Routines and flows. Again, not a to-do list, not a checklist, routines and flows. The difference is that I have a routine that I get through every day. It doesn't always happen at the same time every day. It doesn't always look the same way every day. I don't always spend the same amount of time on each thing every day. It's more fluid, and I ask myself the question in the morning, okay, what is it that I really need today? And I pursue those things first. So the beginning of your day and the end of your day are your anchor points. If you can start off in alignment with that version of self that you've envisioned, and you can be that person at the beginning of the day and you can be that person at the end of the day, you're gonna hold in that space and that energy much better throughout the day. So come up with your morning ritual. What are the things that you love to do, the days when you feel your best? So the days when I feel my best, my alarm goes off and I lay in bed for a few minutes doing visualization and reading scriptures. Then I get out of bed and I do some journaling, I do some movement, which might look like yoga one day, it might look like riding my bike one day, it might look like going for a walk or doing some more intense workouts with some kind of movement. And then it looks like spending some time in creativity, and then connecting with my people. And all of that happens before I ever jump in and look at my to-do list or think about what needs to happen today. I don't look at what the world needs from me until first I ask myself, what do you need today? I fill those needs first, then I can jump into the rest. Rest is going to be so important on your personal development journey. In fact, I think rest is one of the #1 reasons why so many women are struggling to stay in that higher version of themselves, because they're physically exhausted and they're worn out.
Rachel, are you okay?
So make sure that you're actually giving yourself enough rest, whatever that looks like. Sometimes for me, that looks like I need a 10-minute power nap, or just like to lay on my bed and like calm my mind for a few minutes, or do some stretches or go for a walk. But I can't work like a machine. I need to have little breaks in between. Next, I recommend that you align yourself with learning. So what does that look like? We love to learn as humans. Does that look like for you want to take a class and expand your skills? Does that look like you want to be a part of a network or a mastermind? But get yourself plugged in with a space where you can learn the things that you need to learn. Because I truly believe that you are already that higher version of yourself. You are also already the current version of yourself, and the two sometimes fight against each other. So what do you need to learn in order to get from here up to there? Now, one thing that is really important in the feminine energy is play and fun and fluidity. So are you having fun? Because I will tell you this, when I am the most stressed and I am the most like hit to my breaking point, my productivity goes down, and I've gotten to that point because I have not been having fun. So a couple weeks ago, I was having a very high stress week. Like I was just not doing well. And that Saturday, I had a ton of work to do. Instead, I went canoeing. And that time, that half day spent on the water, and then I took my son school shopping, and I didn't work out all that day. I just played and did the things that I wanted to do. I came back the next week better, and you will too. So make sure you're actually fitting that in as part of your personal growth plan. I also am going to recommend that you put in place some kind of a vision board or a tracking app, but something where you can see that you're progressing and hold really firm with the goals that you have and that vision you have for yourself. Vision boards tend to work really well for people who are visual learners. Recording it, like recording yourself telling your story of who you're going to be, tends to work well for auditory learners. If you're kind of like a data processor, what tends to work well for you is having an app that tracks it. And if you're more of a kinesthetic learner where you're very hands-on and you like the touch and the feel and the sensations, then go to the places Like go sit in your dream car and feel it and remember what it feels like. Walk through an open house of your dream house and feel all of the textures, like touch everything and make it feel tangible for you. But you need to have something that you can do regularly to go back to pull yourself forward into who you're becoming. And the very last thing is you gotta celebrate your progress. It's so easy to look forward and be like, there's so far still to go. But the horizon moves, right? The closer you walk towards the horizon, the farther the horizon moves in the distance. And so it's really important to have joy on the journey, that you stop and celebrate and say, okay, here's where I am today, and look how far I have come. I've learned so much, I've grown, and I'm excited about what comes next, instead of I'm frustrated that I'm not already where I want to be. Personal growth is so important, you guys. I cannot tell you how every time I've made a big leap in business, it pushes me to the edge of my current personal development skills. And I have to increase them, and I have to learn more in order to get to that next phase. And I know that's probably where you're at in your journey as well. And I just want to tell you that you are doing a great job, and that you're doing your best, and your best is enough. And it is going to get you where you want to go if you will simply stay the course. Thanks so much for watching. So now that we've talked about your personal development plan, I want you to go check out Time Management Tips for Working Moms, because there is a lot of great stuff in there, and I hope it will be super helpful for you. Thanks, everyone.